Probably pointless economics video, but what the hell. Response to the modern mystic. You know, I have such conflicting feelings. You know, it's like, yeah, I've been talking to Nick for a long time, and you know, I just can't, I can't fit it in my head that he can be as educated, enlightened, in the sense that he's read all the big, great books, and yet he talks like some pumpkinhead in, you know, Arkansas. You know, just this cliche defenses of mush and babble. But anyway, alright, so he made a response video to my argument. Let's talk about this from an engineer's perspective, like we were engineering a game. And so he's decided that metaphor is unacceptable because, you know, the economy is way, way, way too complicated, and a game is way, way, way too simple. And I would argue the reason why the games are simple is because over time we've refined the rules, we've fixed them, we've made them simple, we've made them work, and we haven't done that to our economy, because there's all these assholes out there just screaming gulag, gulag, gulag anytime somebody suggests doing something that's rational to create productive incentives in the economy. So I'll throw the other metaphor that Nick didn't deal with, but yeah, the herd of horse metaphor, Nick. It's a herd of horses. How do you get the most work out of those horses? How do you get the most productive work and give them the highest quality of life? Isn't that the equation? And you explain to me how capitalism accomplishes that. You know, or give me some kind of vague notion how capitalism is working. Yeah. What a joke. We got the horses eating the other horses. Anyway, I want to play this other video, so this is going to be a while, probably a half an hour, 40 minutes worth of stuff, but there's a couple of good ones in here. I mean, Nick just says some things, and you're just saying, how the hell could he put that stupid, ignorant, dumb sentence together?
Hello there. I'm going to do a video answering some comments. I don't know why I'm doing it like this morning, but that seems to be what I'm up to. First one is, my question is, wouldn't these people want power? And is power just the other side of the greed coin? Now, I note that there's just a new comment in the latest one. It says, from a different person, I think you're confusing leadership with power. A sergeant can lead a platoon of men into battle, but how much power does the sergeant have? Gratex does a decent line on this. I don't know. You can tell me.
Yeah, well, if you're going to bring up Gratex, he'd also give you the line that you know, you have a guy who can builds houses, and he can build houses all his life and never earn enough money to live in one. You know, that he owns. That there is no equity in the system. People put in the required amount of energy and work, and they don't get the fair amount of return for that energy and work.
I imagine that on the structure, like sergeant and whatever the other army things are, colonel and general, those positions come with an amount of power. But
yeah, well, they come up with an amount of a salary increase too, and perks and privileges. You don't have to clean latrines anymore. If you want to call that power, yes, we all want to be immune. We want to have guns and bullets and shields and suits of armor and all the little defenses. I mean, if it was free, we'd all want a little meteor shield for our fucking houses. So this is all tripe.
There are certain people that want to go up that ladder to get that and utilize that power. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, well, look, isn't power the same thing? Couldn't one call security the same thing? So there's some people who hoard their little pile of gold and bury it in their backyard to protect themselves against some eventuality, some need in the future that they might not have the immediate resources to take care of. So are they after power? Come on. It's not, you know, you can keep, well, whatever, it doesn't matter.
I don't know. But the positions are there with the power already attached to them. And yeah, some people want to go higher and get.
Yeah, well, some people, exactly, yeah, well, different strokes for different folks. People are after different things, but, we can't, all this pigeonholy bullshit, it's like this stupid argument that, oh, you have to do away with inheritance, people won't work anymore. And it's obviously garbage. If you look at it statistically, there's lots of people who have no children who have been passionately ladder climbing because that's what they do. That's how they define their productivity, their self-worth. They're going to, if they're in the arena, they're going to do the dance and they're going to try to do the best dance. They're not going to sit there and say, I'm going to get on stage and I'm going to be a flop. I'm going to let the other people upstage me. So there's people with big egos and there's people with no egos. Big fucking deal. Let's talk about something rationally connected to the system, the rules of the game we have created, and whether or not they're fair or productive.
More power, and some people just don't. But yes, I'm sure power is a huge component in many things.
And I'm sure it has absolutely nothing to do with some twat who is born to the richest man in the world and lives some sort of perverted and weird life. I mean, they all come out quite literally and factually insane, these people. Let's go through the Getty family tree. You only got about 17,000 nuts hanging from that tree.
We all know the frog story. We take the frog and put it in the pot of water. You put a pot on stove, slowly the water comes up to... Oh, I know why I did this one. Frog comes up to temperature along with the water, and before it realises there's anything wrong, he's cooked. Which is an overused analogy at the moment.
Yeah, I don't even know whether it's true. Has somebody done this fucking idiotic experiment? Somebody actually cooked a frog this way? Fucking assholes. So, Nick, you're going to allow this. You're going to allow comparing the economy to a fucking frog. That's okay. But comparing the economic system to other systems that we have created in civilization, that's not okay. Other systems where we intend to create something fair, productive, equitable, constructive, those systems we can't compare it to. No, we have to compare the economic system to a fucking goddamn frog sitting in a pot of water, and that's okay.
But maybe it's not overused because it seems very pertinent to so many things that are going on, especially governments that are grabbing power, more power. There's not power there. This is actually inventing new powers for themselves.
Yeah, and what is that? Where do you even get this crap from? Yeah, we got this huge problem. We got international terrorism. We got all kinds of crap going on. And so, it's governments are seizing this power because they just want to manipulate people. It's not because there's a whole bunch of little, whatever you want to call them, hysterical asshole bigots who are, just dying to say, squash that guy and stop that guy from getting in an airplane and do this and do... No, there's no mandate from a bunch of fucktarded people. No, it's the evil government who's doing it just on purpose. Why? So they can, what? Steal your old shoes? What exactly is the government doing? It's just so fucking stupid. We see what the corporations want. They want less regulation, more freedom for them to steal our money and poison us if possible.
And the public, the people, relinquishing power to the government, bit by bit by bit. Yeah.
I wish somebody would diagram this exactly. What exactly is the government doing? Explain it to me. What exactly they're going to do to me? If anything, put me to work for the fucking corporations, right? So it's not a social government that's doing that. It's obviously a corporate government that would be doing that. It's capitalists who would want to do that. What exactly is the socialist liberal part of government intend for me? What is their evil plot? Fucking assholes.
Definitely. So when I say it's overused, it might be overused, but it's a damn good one, really.
Yeah, right. And exactly what freedoms have you sat in your pot and government is cooking you, and what freedoms are you losing? The freedom to what? I mean, I still don't get this crap. These people who are afraid of the goddamn public camera. Why should I be afraid of a public camera? Why should I be afraid of a camera in a public place? How should that scare me exactly? Why should I be afraid to be accountable for my behavior? I mean, so this is where it comes down to, is that you people don't want fucking freedom. You want merely the ability to be irresponsible, lying crooks. Period.
Is, and then it goes all wrong at the end of this. Says we all better get our head out of the sand, and ruins the analogy of the frog in the getting boiled completely. But yeah, tis a good analogy, that one.
Yeah, it's just so much better than compare. Yeah, why compare systems to like systems? Let's just compare the economy to a frog in a pot of water. That makes so much more fucking goddamn sense.
Gary has transcended his human nature.